Hi everyone, it's Neil from ECS Coffee. Today we're going to take a deep dive, well not that deep because there's not that many differences, between the Breville Barista Express and the Breville Barista Express Impress that is new for 2022. So if you're looking on the big Google and you're trying to figure out the differences, we're going to go over them very, very quickly because I believe that the Barista Express Impress, going forward I'm just going to say Impress, is a game changer for Breville. On top of their highly successful Barista Express, which has been around since 2009. So last couple of years, to give you background, Breville, also known as Sage in other parts of the world, to me, they have really upped their game in the coffee and espresso space. They have made some really smart, innovative changes to their equipment. They've launched some great products. And with the recent acquisition of Barazza and Lelit, that's L-E-L-I-T out of Italy, I think that their commitment to coffee and espresso is so far above the other brands that compete in this category. Now, they have taken some stuff from a competitor, in my opinion, on this machine, but I think it's a great addition, and they've kind of taken it to another level. So we'll go over them very, very quickly. There are videos on YouTube. We have them on the Express going back, and we also just launched one on the Impress, which is going to be found up here somewhere, one of these sides. I'm not sure which one, that one. So you'll be able to watch a full video on the Impress that with Wendy and I, so you can understand the differences in that machine and what it does for you. Okay, so let's get right to it. Basically, you can look at these. They kind of look the same. Same bean hopper, same overall look. You've got about a ½ inch higher in height on this guy. So be careful with your upper cabinets. You're about 16.5. Most are about 17, but you want to be careful with that upper cabinet height on this guy. About a ½ inch higher. Depth, it's the same. Width-wise, you've got something over here that on the Impress that the Express doesn't have, and we'll get to that. That's one of the key differences. So you got about an extra inch that way. Overall aesthetic, though, not a massive difference. Slightly different drip trays, but really nothing majorly different. Same size water tank, same size bean hopper, et cetera, et cetera. So what is the key difference? And it really comes down to the things that annoy me about manual machines, and that is the mess. I don't like things messy. I like actually just to press a button, get a coffee, and off I go. I don't like the work of portafilter machines, but that doesn't mean that I'm right. It's just a personal preference. So, Barista Express, you would take your portafilter, you would pop it in here, and you would grind your coffee, and it would go into your portafilter. You then have your tamper that is magnetic held here, and you tamp your coffee, and off you go. What I find happens is you get a mound of coffee, we'll show you that in a second, and it kind of gets all over the place and creates a mess. With the Impress, you now have built-in tamping and polishing and dose control on your grinder. So it will actually, you'll press to dose, and there's a little sort of gauge here, with a little happy face in the middle. Kind of seems really weird to have a happy face, but it actually works fairly amazingly. You'll press dose, you will see there's this kind of cover here, and it can come off, and we can show you guys while we do it. But the coffee will then will not get everywhere. It'll go right into the portafilter, and then you'll use your handle to not only tamp, but it also polish the espresso puck in the portafilter, so no mess. And that really is the big difference. What's neat about it is when you're dialing in as well, the first time you press the dose button, you might come a little low. You will then add more, and it'll remember, once you get to the green light, the green happy face, it'll remember that for next time. So next time you press dose, you'll get the perfect amount. Now that will change as you change beans. So if you change your bean, of course, with densities, et cetera, you're going to have to redo that. But it's really, really intuitive, and I really, really like that. So we're going to show you the difference. Other than that, there's really not a massive amount of difference, these guys. The steam wand is the same. So you're not going to get the steam wand that you're going to get on sort of the Oracle or the higher end machines, or even the Bambino Plus, where it kind of does the work for you. It is manual. You will have to learn to steam with these guys, with either one of them. But that's a great way to learn, and a great way to learn how to make latte art, something I am terrible at. But really, that is the key difference. And in my opinion, if you've got one of these, we'll show you why. We're not even going to have to make a drink, because the drinks are going to be great out of both of them. We're going to show you the difference on the mess. That's really the big difference. Okay, so we're going to start over here with the Barista Express. Don't have it dialed in, so I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to grind our coffee. Okay, so it probably is not too much. Yeah, that's not enough. We're going to grind it a little bit more. Start in there. Now, for me, you can see I'm a bit of a slob. I already made a mess on it. I've got coffee on my counter. That's just me. And we're going to want to do more than this. I'm just using this as a kind of example. This is probably going to be way too low. But you then have to, make sure you're tamping for a while to get yourself a puck. And then off you go. So a little bit of coffee grounds you can see on the cover here on the front. And off we go. We make an espresso. Now, let's move over to the Impress. Okay, so now we're going to do the Barista Impress. And we're going to just press the dose button. And you'll notice... take this off, actually. Now that's grinding what seems like a long time. Okay, so now we're going to see this tamp arrow here. We're going to press this down, and it's telling us actually we're a little bit too high. We have a little bit too much. So we have too much coffee in this because you will notice we're a little bit over, okay? Ideally, you want to be in the green, so you can take it out and remove some. We're going to hope for next time. I've tamped that down. And if you can get a shot in here, well, you actually see the action come down. You see the little tamper coming down and going into the bottom and twisting. Okay? And up we go. Now, off we go. Now, this is going to be a little bit too high, but you'll see we have a finished puck of coffee ready to go into the machine. So you literally, if you can see, there's virtually no mess here at all, which is really the winner on this machine for me. This stays on. I just took it off to show you guys the difference and actually show you how it works. But the cool part is, like I said before, is if we dose under, you then end up hitting dose again. It'll bring it up to the green line. It'll remember that for next time. So it's very, very cool and how this machine programs and how it just knows, and it's very, very intuitive. Then you go off to making your espresso like you would on the Barista Express or any other portafilter machine. Forgive me, I'm doing this at a weird angle. And off you go, you make your espresso. Now, again, I'm not going to make the espresso. You can watch our review videos on these guys. They're both great machines. You're not going to go wrong with either one of them. But really, at the end of the day, big changes, big win, in my opinion, for this upgrade to the Barista Express Impress. For those of you that are like, I wish I'd known that because I just bought the Barista Express. And you're like, that would be very, very cool. Breville has, done some genius things. And I'm going to show you one of them. Okay. This is now called the Breville dosing funnel. So again, if you don't like the mess, just watch what this doohickey does. Give him credit on this. Very, very smart. I know Wendy, who's just off camera over here on the side, has Breville, and she loves this stuff. Let me just show you what happens here. Use it at home all the time? Okay. So remember over here, we're saying mess, no mess on this guy. Great machine. Okay. So this is the dosing funnel, and it's designed to go on the machines. Clips onto your portafilter. And just goes in like that. And what you're seeing is it's basically going to help us ensure we don't get coffee grounds everywhere, and actually acts as a guide. So we've got you can kind of see our coffee grounds are in there, nice and protected, not getting all over the place. And then we can actually act as a guide as well for our tamping. So helps you just pop this off, and in the machine it goes. Now, again, this is too low. We want to get more coffee in here in this. We're just going to show you the concept. Breville is, again, upping their game in everything they do, and adding this for the existing owners of the Breville Barista Express, to me, was genius, because it takes all the cool things that you got in the new guy, kind of backward compatible-ish little doohickey, as I like to call it, that can go on this machine here. So to me, if you're going to buy one and you got the extra couple $100, this is the one to go with. Barista Express, great machine. Personal opinion, no one's told me this. I think it's going to go away in a couple of years. I think they're going to migrate to this because it's great technology. But both solid machines. And if you have this guy already, there's some great accessories for it by Breville. Now, I'm going to do another video because you'll see these boxes behind me. They're not made by Breville, but these boxes here are accessories for the Barista Express. I'm going to do another video, which we'll link up here, to show you some very cool accessories you can get aftermarket for the Barista Express. They're going to make your espresso at home with your Breville even more enjoyable. So if you have any questions, please ask below. We'll get you the answers as quick as we can. This is available in Canada. Again, we're talking Canada. I don't know if it's available around the world yet. It's available in Canada. Our stores in Burlington and Lancaster, Ontario are at ecscoffee.com. If you want to give us a subscribe and a like down below, that helps us out a lot. And you'll also get notifications of some of the other cool videos that we're going to be putting out there to show you how to improve your game at home. My name's Neil. Until next time, thanks for watching.